very much. And I hope you guys reach for the stars and even farther than the stars. Don't stop, even though we're in this time with the whole coronavirus. I see a lot of setbacks, but don't stop. Keep pressing. Just put your trust in God and keep have faith in Him that He will carry you through and you will reach. This is my item, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jade. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that piece. Did anybody enjoy that? It was just so soothing and mellow. Anybody enjoyed that piece?
Yes, Miss, it was awesome.
Oh. And you know, after a long day, and you're tired and just weary, I just think that just topped the cake. Thank you so much, Jade. And you know, it's good that we can call on our past students. He's no longer with us, but I didn't even remember that because he's always there. If you said Jade, he is there. So thank you so much, Jade. Thank you, Miss Ellis, for such a wonderful and inspirational devotion. I really enjoyed it. I listened to you keenly. And, you know, I listened to that story you gave about the lepers and only the one returning to say thank you. Boy, you know, ungratefulness sometimes, you know. But I just want to urge all of us, if there is one small thing that somebody has done for you, remember to say thanks. And even more so, when God does something for us, when we realize that every morning we're alive and well, give God thanks. As I said before, I see a number of persons in the chat. I want to just say thank you for coming out. I see your messages, but I'm going to ask one of the co-hosts or one of my form teachers to just monitor the chat for me, please. It's sort of difficult, you know, if you're hosting and reading the chats at the same time, but I do see your messages and I'm going to just ask them as soon as you see anything that should be mentioned, just let me know, give me a prompt. You see somebody raising their hands, just give me a prompt and I will allow whatever it is. All right. Miss Johnson, could you just share the agenda again for me, please? I'm not seeing it. Are there any apologies for this meeting? I'll take that now. Any apologies?
Yes, apologies for Mrs. Reina. 7E form teacher, she's unable to make it here. Also for Ashane's mom, she's also unable to make it to the meeting this afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much. Noted. And
Mrs. Riley said that she won't be able. Well, did not say she won't be able, but there's a possibility that she will not be here or she will be late.
Okay, thank you. I know that Mr. Thomas is also on the road at the moment. He's traveling from somewhere. So he will join us by phone, but you know, we understand. All right. Condolences. Are there any known condolences that we'd just like to mention before we go on? So I know of a grade 7 student, Deandra Henry by name from 7H, who lost her mom recently. We just want to let Deandra and family know that we are praying for you. We're here to support, and we know how these things are. Death is never a welcoming friend, never. And we just reach out to you now, and you know, we just ask that everyone remember to pray for these persons. Jonathan Hemans lost his grandfather. What class is Jonathan Hemans? So Jonathan has lost his grandfather, and we are just so sorry about, all of these losses. We wish life could just go on forever and ever. That's from 7A. Thank you. And we are just hoping that soon they will find comfort in their hearts and they will be able to move on, from this depressed state that they may be in now. Okay. Any other condolences? Parents, you're free to type or to say if you know of any such. You can let us know. All right. The meeting is not just for us teachers, it's for anybody and everybody. All right, moving right along because we promised that we will not keep you long. I have a little icebreaker for you, and with this evening's meeting, some lucky persons will leave here with some very satisfied feeling. We have some prizes to give away, and we want to let you know that we are just here to have fun while we're here to listen and to make things better. We're also here to have fun, and parents, the prizes are for you, not for the teachers. So when I ask you to participate, please participate and claim your prize. Did you hear that, parents? I want you to answer if you hear or put up your hand or something, right? But the prizes are for you. I just saw in the chat, Ayana Smith, I think I saw, lost mother and father. Am I seeing correctly?
Yes, it would seem. Yeah.
Ayana Smith.
Both parents.
Lost both parents? Really? Recently? What class is Ayana in, may I ask?
Mhm.
7E? Oh. Okay. All right. So again, our hearts go out, and that's a tough one. Losing both parents, that's really tough. All right. Thank you. So we're moving on to our icebreaker. Now, I am going to ask Mrs. Johnson to share the screen and to put on the little icebreaker for me. Now, it's a video. Now, when you watch this little video, I am going to ask you to watch it well, because I'm going to ask for 3 volunteers at the end of the video. 3 volunteers. I'm going to ask you to do something, and then you will have a chance to win a prize. All right, so listen carefully.
I saw 2 hands there. I don't know if you want to take them before the icebreaker. What do you think? 2 hands.
2 hands? Okay,
Yeah.
let me hear what they have to say, if it has anything to do with. So we have Stubbs and Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that these persons are volunteering? All right, let's go with the icebreaker. We'll come back to the hands afterwards. Go ahead, Mrs. Johnson.
If I feel me not true, I want to tell you no lie, but the conscience have pricked me say not tell you no lie. I don't feel me a boss in a people place. Next thing I then catch me, then come run me out time. No, not the case. It's dear friends of mine that they call family. And they have invited me down, and I'm enjoying myself. And look here, over here, I pool, fabulous water. But me not going there, you know. Me not going there because me afraid of pool. Because one time, you see, me going on pool and me reach right at the shallow part. So me never know nothing about pool and me the things the pool level. So meaning say highlight shallow. Me say me make one step and whoops, me go right under water. It's a good thing. Me could have paddled my way out. So me now go in it because me have a phobia of it. But I'm enjoying myself and I want you to know that you must find a little time, sometime in our life. We just enjoy, if it's even a day, a half a day, a quarter day, because with all what I got on in the world and now COVID and all, and sitting the people stress. Some of them live in some cubicle, no can come outside. Some of them live in some cozy nook. If you want a partner in there, the partner has to turn sideways if you want to pass, or sit down somewhere so you can't pass. Thank God. Right here now, we have the opportunity of being out in the open. And God is so good. Look, the vegetation, the wonderful thing. So, make us appreciate what we have, because some of us not got it. Some of us don't have the opportunity even to experience it. So whatever we do in life, let's be appreciative, because let me tell you something. Life is good in spite of its challenges, and we have to create, extract from life some goodness. You hear? So take on the time, walk good, and good dopey. We always follow Uno. That Miss Lucy, so you know. I love that woman, you see. So we just going to relax. Today is a relaxing day for me. Only like how me, look how me look. Me not look good. Me don't care what no one say, because then me listen to her now and think say me not look good. Me not go feel good, and me know say me look good because me feel good, and that's what me want all I want to do. Tell on yourself say uno special. Tell on yourself say God love you, and uno love yourself. Don't be afraid to love yourself, because sometimes only that we have in our life. You hear self-love. Uno take care, take time, and have a productive week.
All right, thank you so much. Now, that was an excerpt from our very popular comedian, Oliver Samuels, and he was telling us about self-love and how to be stress-free and all of that. Now, you have listened. I want 3 volunteers. Could you just raise your hands, those persons who want to volunteer to take on the challenge of winning the first prize? 3 volunteers. Mr. Morris and other teachers, just look out for those hands for me. I see a Dorothy Brown hand raised.
I see Ariana also.
Dorothy, Maria, and Rihanna are the first 3 with their hands up.
Okay, Dorothy, Maria, and Rihanna. So, this is the task for the 3 persons. Now, you are going to, after listening to Oliver, you are now going to make up a 30-second speech, song, dub poem, whatever you want to be. It must be spontaneous. It's on the spot. You can't have any time to go write it down and come back. But you must, your piece must tell us how to be stress-free, right? You can dramatize it. You can put it in a speech form, poem form, whatever form. And I'm going to ask Miss to open the mics of those 3 persons so that they can do their thing, and then the rest of us will vote as to who will win the first prize this evening. So I am going to remind me of the names, please. Maria, I remember that name. I'm
Then
gonna ask Maria to
Dorothy.
go first. Mr.
Maria,
Morris?
Maria, Dorothy, and then Rihanna.
Mr. Morris,
Yeah, man, I'm here.
please, 30 seconds on the clock, sir, and you tell
Hold
them when to
on.
begin. So, Maria, are
Wait a
you hearing me,
minute.
Maria?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Take it my timer.
Lovely. So, Maria, you're the first contestant. How to be stress-free? What are you going to do for us? Just do your thing. We can see you.
Can I go last? All right.
Mr. Fred,
Yes?
she said that, she's asking if she can go last.
If you can go last,
Mm-hmm.
you might just lose your chance. Dorothy, you ready? Dorothy, are you ready?
All
Dorothy
right.
Brown?
I think she said yes a while ago.
Okay, go ahead, Dorothy, if you're ready.
So after 3, I'm going to count you off. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Wait.
I've got by my side because when me start to worry, me hear the voice said, my child, I will carry you. Don't worry about COVID. Just pack up your trouble at the foot of the cross because I will take care of you and all my children. I love you so much. I care for you. I send my only son to die. And guess what? I will never let you fall into anything that I can.
Dorothy. Time. Thank you. And I think we can give her applause.
Yes,
All right, thank you so much. So that's contestant number 1. All right. Now, who was the next person? Rihanna? Oh, Rihanna.
Yes.
Rihanna is a student. Is it the
Yes,
student or the
miss.
parent?
Yes,
I don't.
Miss a student.
I don't want the student. I don't
Okay,
want a
miss.
student. I want a parent.
So we have Maria Smith.
So Maria, are you ready now? Going once, going twice, gone, not hearing Maria. So we are going to move along. And so I am sure.
Unmute. Hold on.
Oh, she can't unmute. Okay, Miss Johnson.
Hello, yes.
Sorry about that, Maria.
Maria.
You almost miss the train, you know. All right, go ahead. Mr. Morris will count you off.
So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go.
I am strong because I know my weaknesses. I am beautiful because I am aware of my flaws. I am fearless because I learned to recognize illusion from real. I am wise because I learned from my mistakes. I am a lover because I have felt hate. And I can laugh because I have known sadness. Maria Smith.
Okay.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. The contest is hot already. All right, I'm going to ask persons to vote and tell me who they think the winner was. Was it contestant number 1? Was it Dorothy with that dramatic piece? Or was it Maria? Who do you think it is? Drop it in the chat. And then we will ask Mr. Morris to just count it off for me and let me know who the winner is so that they can claim their prize. Thank you so much for participating. So we're running along with the program. Your prize will come afterwards. Thank you. Miss, kindly share the screen again for me. I think we are at the point of introducing our principals. So heading the ship, steering the ship, we have 3 persons at the helm. Not that they're the only persons there, but these persons are the ones in, that gives direct command to us and we follow suit. So we are asking you to help me to welcome. I hope all of them are here. First on the list, we have Miss Gidden, who is our acting principal at the moment. Miss Gidden, are you on? Miss Gidden? All right, not hearing from Miss Gidden. Mrs. Sullivan, are you here?
If you're on, if your name is called and you're on, just please raise your hand. So it's easy for the admins to find you.
Right. So again, Miss Gidden, are you here? Mrs. Sullivan, are you here? I thought I saw a message from Mrs. Sullivan earlier. Okay, raised hand, yes. That is Mrs. Sullivan there with Yvonne. All right, fine. And Mrs. Sullivan is the vice principal in charge of student affairs. We'll hear from them in a little while because I'm sure they have greetings and they have some addresses for us. So we'll hear from them. Mr. Legister is the new kid on the block. He is one of the acting vice principals and he's in charge of academics. Mr. Legister, are you with us? Yes, you're here. Welcome, welcome. We are really happy to have you, and on behalf of the parents, I know they are just eager to hear what you have to say, and I am just going to put the baton in your hands right now so that you can give your greeting and your address to the parents. Now, if you have anything at all that you wish to say, I'm just going to ask you to say it right now. You don't have to wait until further down. You could just address us with the matter on your lips. So, Miss Gidden is not here. All right, so we are going to have Mrs. Sullivan going first, and then after Mrs. Sullivan, Mr. Legister will follow. Mrs. Sullivan?
It seems she is having some issue connecting.
Yes, good. You're not hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes, good afternoon to everyone.
We're getting some feedback, Mr. Sullivan. Is it two devices you have there?
Hold a second. You're hearing me now?
Better. Yep. Good, good.
Yes. I'm saying good afternoon to all of you, parents, teachers, and a special good afternoon to Mrs. Gray and Mrs. Gray, the grade supervisor, and Mr. Morris, her assistants. I want to say thank you to both of you. Oh gosh, give me a second.
Mr. Sullivan?
I'm coming. Yes, I want to say good afternoon to both of you, along with your home teachers, for planning this afternoon batch meeting. To Miss Ellis, your devotion was very inspiring, and I know all the other form teachers will have their part to play in this afternoon meeting. I want to say a special welcome to parents again, parents and guardians. it's good that you could join for the meeting this afternoon. I really commend you for joining into this afternoon's meeting. It shows me that you care about your students, your children. I know some persons are not here. Maybe they're having challenges. I also want to say condolences to those of you who have lost loved ones, especially since we met the last meeting, last term. I know it's really a challenging time to lose loved ones, but I'm going to say to you, parents, guardians, hang in there for your children. It's not a easy period, but encourage them, be there for them. I also want to say to your parents that we know it's not it's a difficult period you're all going through. At this time, when to be having online classes, for your children to be having online classes, it's stress for you, it's stress for the students. But you have been doing well. You have been doing well, and I hope you will continue to be there for the children. Give them the support that they need. They need a lot of support. So even when you get frustrated, because I know that some of you can get frustrated, the finding the money to buy the data, the paying for the Wi-Fi service, and all the rest of it. But you're doing it for a worthy cost. When you think about the education of your children, you know that is one of the best investments that you can ever do. So don't give up. I encourage you to continue doing your best, because we know, all of us know the little gem, only the best is good enough. So when you feel discouraged, just, whisper a little prayer, encourage yourself, and continue. You will reap the benefit in the long run. The children too get frustrated at times. We know that. There are so many reasons, so many things that get them frustrated, and they feel like they want to give up. But help them to hang in there. As I mentioned before, encourage them, continue to make the sacrifices of providing the things that they need. And one thing that I know you can also do for them is be with them. If those of you are at home, check with them often to see what is happening. They're longing on to the classes. Ensure that you prepare a meal for them so they can eat on time. They can have a breakfast before the classes in the mornings. They can have their lunches. So just be there for them. Support them in whichever way you can. Another thing you can do is to get them involved in some activities. So let them maybe assist in household chores after classes and in the afternoons. Go outside, walk around, do some exercises, and get their minds and their whole spirit prepare, for maybe to take on assignments later on, or to maybe study for a test. But when all of this is done, they will do well. They will get frustrated, especially with especially most of you live in areas where the internet service is disrupted ever so often. But even for us, for adults, as adults, will get frustrated too. But I'm going to say to you, don't let the frustration manifest in you too much. Just try and help them to overcome the stress. I also want to say to the form teachers that you have been doing a good job. I've been following what some of you are doing, and I think you are doing an excellent job as form teachers. So continue to do what you're doing, form teachers. Continue to let your students feel like they are in school, as being in the building. Just help them to do the best that they can. The challenges that you will have, parents, I'm gonna ask you to make the form teachers or your grade supervisors or the guidance counselors be aware, because sometimes there are ways in which we can assist you. So just let us be aware of some of the challenges you might be having. What I'd also like, I didn't realize, I was looking at the chat and realized that there's a number of persons who have lost loved ones. We have gotten some of the names, and the names that we have gotten, we try to talk, be in touch with family members. But I realized, based on the number of names that I just saw, we have not been able to, we have not gotten all of these names. So let us get the names. So if we can help to cheer persons up, or to offer some amount of comfort, we know that can go a far way in lifting your spirit. So we are tired. Miss Giddens, Mr. Legislator, myself, we just left a meeting just after your meeting started. So we want to wish for you a very good meeting, very meaningful, successful meeting, and to say to you also, parents, that the end of term exam begins tomorrow. I know Mr. Legislator will speak more on it, but I'm just going to leave you with this. Encourage your children as much as possible, so that they will do well or continue to do well. God bless you as we go through this afternoon meeting, and pray that you keep yourself safe. All of you, mothers and fathers, keep yourself safe as possible. We don't want to hear that we lose any of you through by the COVID. So follow the protocols, keep yourself as safe as possible. God bless you all.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Gray. Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, parents. And I think some students are also on. Good afternoon. I am currently on my way home. I'm in traffic, so please excuse me if I am looking up and down.
So, sir, I'm going to advise that you don't look down. Just look straight ahead and talk, please, please.
Right. All right, but it's really a pleasure to be here, and I am really encouraged by the fact that when I look in the participants, I am seeing 98 on the Zoom platform. I'm not sure of the numbers that are on maybe Facebook, but I am really encouraged. And this says to me that the parents are really interested in the success of their children. And that is saying to me, listen, if the parents are interested, then we as teachers, we must be interested, and we must ensure that we do everything that is possible to ensure that they continue to be successful. So I am really happy. I remember the last meeting that I attended for a farm class. I was very disappointed because the numbers was really dismal. As Mrs. Sullivan mentioned, the hot topic right now is really exams. We begin tomorrow. It's the first time that we'll be doing exams online at Charlemont. So it's new for us. We have covered some grounds. We are comfortable that we have put in place things that will ensure that the exams go well. We have already created the classrooms for exams purposes. That's the only time these classrooms will be used. It's for exam purposes. So all the grades are already assigned a classroom, and they will do all their exams in that particular classroom. So the codes have been sent out already. The parents should be aware of them. If you are not aware, please ask somebody to share the information with you, because we don't want to be having any issues in the morning when we are ready to begin. Just a few reminders that no cheating will be allowed. Please encourage the students to do the exams on their own without any form of help, because if they get help, then we cannot get a fair picture of where they are and what we need to do. So please, parents, I am encouraging you to ask the students to be fair to themselves, do the test. If they know, they know. If they don't know, they don't know. When we get this information, we can assess and know what we need to do as an institution or as a staff. So it's for them to just be relaxed, do their best. It is important that before exams, they try to be as relaxed as best as they can. Parents, I'm going to encourage that in the morning you get up and you make a nice breakfast for them. Ensure that the belly is full and they are ready to do the exams. Based on research, people perform better when they are full, or not necessarily full, but when they have food and they have enough energy and it is the blood is running through the body and it goes to the brain, they operate better. Ensure that they have a quiet environment. As we sent out the information before, the teachers or the invigilator will ask them to turn on their cameras at specific points just to see what is happening in the background. The microphone must be on at all times. The exams will be timed, so they will get a specific time to complete the exam. Please encourage them not to waste any time. Try to complete the exam within this time, because if the time run out, then it will submit automatically, whether they were finished or not. So please bear that in mind. Anything else I missed? Anything else I missed? I think that is basically it. So Mrs. Gray, if there are any concerns later, I could try to address them when we reach to the question and answer session. So again, parents, I am really encouraged by the fact that you are here and the number is so large. Please continue to support the students. If you do your part and we as teachers, we do our part and the students does their part, then one thing will result, and that is success. And that is what we really want. So let us continue to work together. And as our motto says, we strive for excellence. And whatever we do, we try to do it as excellent as is humanly possible. So I don't want excellence only from the teachers or from the students, but I also want it from the parents. All right. So thanks for being here, and I'll be here to answer any question when the time is right.
Mr. Legislator, don't go as yet. Mrs. Gray, there are
Yes, miss.
2 questions in the chat. I don't know if you want to take them now.
All right, go ahead if they are related to what Mr. Legislator just said.
Yeah, so one person was asking if there's not
No
a
problem.
camera,
Go ahead.
if there's not a camera on the device, what is the option for that child in verifying that they are there and what's going on?
All right. So if the camera is not on, then the speaker will be on. So remember, we have to have the speaker on at all times so we can hear what is happening in the background. If the parent is assisting or they're asking any question or the phone is ringing or whatever it is. So we can use that. So if by any chance the device does not have a camera, then there's nothing we can do more than to depend on the integrity of the parents and the integrity of the students to say, listen, I am not going to cheat. I am going to do my best in the exam and achieve the best results.
The other question is, Karen Rodney, could you please type a question in the chat and I'll read it. The other question I have is someone from 7A is saying that they are not seeing the codes for their child. That's Maria Smith. Maria, the codes have been posted in the WhatsApp group for the grade 7 parents. So if you're in that group, you should see it. Also, I'm just double checking to see if your form teacher, the form teacher would have posted the codes, but if you're not seeing it, it will be there shortly. But I believe the form teacher would have posted it, but if not, you should see it in the WhatsApp group. So check the WhatsApp group that your child belongs to, or the PEP group, the WhatsApp group for parents, check that group as well.
All right.
Just to reemphasize that all grades. So if you are in grade 7A, you use only one code. So once you have access to that code on the first day of exam, it's the same code you will use on the last day of exam. So you only access 7A classroom.
Okay, and I'm looking in the YouTube link and I'm also seeing the same thing. Persons are saying they don't see codes. Somebody asking for the code for 7C. But as you have heard, the codes have been posted, right?
I personally sent out the codes in 2 parent group that I'm a part of. That was done, I think, if it was not yesterday, it's early this morning. So I personally did that. It was posted. But we can always ask a friend, ask a classmate to share.
Thank you. Thank you. We will answer some of these other questions later on. Thank you, Mr. Legislator. Thank you, Mrs. Sullivan, for sharing. And we are moving right along. Just to let you see that we don't operate in a vacuum at Charlemont. We work as a team. Ms. Johnson, agenda, please. Just to introduce our team at grade 7. Now I know you know us all, but you know, reminder is always good. So my name is Colleen Gray, the grade supervisor. And with me, I have Mr. Morris, who is my assistant. I have Mrs. Greenwood, who is the block supervisor. And we have a number of form teachers. If you are here, form teachers, on screen, when I call your names, or show your face for me, please, so that the parents can actually see what you look like. Some persons don't know you, all right? Mr. Morris is that person in the yellow shirt there smiling his face off. Okay. Miss Greenwood is not feeling so well right now, but she's on. Miss Greenwood, could we just hear your voice? A hello to the parents.
Hi, parents. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Miss White, she's a form teacher for 7C. Miss White.
Good afternoon, everybody.
All right. I don't see you, Miss White. Miss Collins for
The camera is on, though I don't know why.
Okay. 7H, Miss Collins.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm trying to, can you see me? Yes?
Well, I don't see you. I don't know if anybody else is seeing you.
Well, my camera is on, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Miss Riley. Miss Riley. All right, I'm not hearing her. She's
was saying Miss Riley might not be here.
no man, I just spoke to her. She's on. She told me she was on, so I'm not sure. Probably she's muted or something. All right, Miss Green.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh,
I'm here. My
Miss
camera is
Green.
on.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
seeing Miss Green. Is the first form teacher I saw. I'm not seeing the others at all.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello, everybody.
Okay, that's Miss Green. Oh, Miss Riley is saying she cannot unmute. All right, Mr. Thomas. Can we hear your voice? That's Miss White down there, yes. Miss White is sipping now. I wonder if Miss White beg us some now? Okay. All right, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, you're hearing us? Are you on to say hello or no?
Good evening, everyone. I'm on.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
on, but I'm
great.
on the road. Good evening, parents. Good evening,
Yes.
everyone.
All right. And then we have two form teachers for 7E, Miss Reina and Miss Ellis. However, Miss Reina was apologized for earlier, but Miss Ellis is here. She was the person who did the devotion for us. Okay, thank you,
Good
form
afternoon again,
teachers.
parents.
Yes. The issues with the form classes remain the same. I just took a collective version of whatever the teachers would have said, and just to give you a summary in about a sentence or two, just to say that some of these, well, let me not say it, we'll address them later. All right, but thank you, form teachers. All right, now, at this time, I am about to give away our second prize. Oh, sorry, the winner for the first prize, as I'm seeing, is an overwhelming, with an overwhelming vote.
31.
Whatever.
31.
Yes, Mr. Morris?
Go
Who is the
to
winner?
Dorothy. 31
Dorothy,
votes.
number one.
Yes. And Maria, 3 votes.
Okay.
But I think they deserve, you know, some commendation, you know, to see how spontaneous they were.
Yes, man. Commendations
They
to both of
did well.
them.
Yes, man.
Commendations to both of them. Please contact me, Dorothy, after the meeting so that you can claim your prize. Please don't leave without it. And if you leave and don't remember, call me privately after the meeting. Everybody has my number. All right. So just before we go into our second segment, I have another giveaway. Now this time I am going to be calling a number. It's a phone card. And I'm going to be calling a number. If you have a flow phone, get ready to go. Mr. Legister's hand is up. Mr. Legister, I can take your hand while I prepare to call out my number to see who will be the grand winner for this one.
Yes, Miss. Thanks again. Mrs. Johnson, is it possible to share the codes on this medium?
I will see if I can pull them up.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right. Somebody on the YouTube is asking when test starting. The test begins tomorrow morning, bright and early. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, the students will have their first exam, but we will reiterate as we go along. Are you ready for the numbers? Now I am going to be calling your number, and you must not going to go slowly, so you have to be quick.
Hold on, Mrs. Gray, let me get my phone ready. Hold on.
No. Teachers are not allowed. So sorry, Mr. Morris. So sorry. This just our parents, our special parents this evening, not you. So sorry. Another day for you, sir. So here goes. 0, 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 1, 7, 7, 0, 0, 0, 6, 1. Who is the winner? Who is the winner? Who is the winner? Anybody raise your hand if you think you got that? Waiting. And while we wait, we have a quick treat for you. Anybody hand raised to say that, yes, I am the winner? Do I need to go again? Woo! Abigail Burke. Hand is raised. Should I think that she's the winner? Unmute Abigail for me. Let me hear if Burke. If I hear if she's the winner, please. Is Abigail the winner?
Julie.
All right, I'm
Miss,
not sure.
can you go again, Miss? I didn't.
I'm not sure. Is Abigail Burke the winner? I see a hand raised there. Is it raised because you won the card a while ago?
No, Miss. I am not the winner.
Oh. You sound like some students. Are they students? All right. Do I need to go again? Let me go again quickly then, because it didn't seem as if we have a winner just now. Let me go again. Here goes 0, 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 1, 7, 7, 0, 0, 0, 6, 1. That's it. Oh, but I was asking. So who is the winner? Who is the winner of the card? Mr. Morris, if you can sort that out for me, please. Okay. All right. So we have a little role play for you that we had prepared. It is just about 2 minutes long, if so long. This little role play demonstrates some of the challenges that we face day to day. You can just look at it and decide and pick out and, you know, infer and whatever you want to do with it. We're not going to elaborate on it. We just want to show you some of the things that goes on our platform daily. We just picked out a few. We can't do everything. We'd never finish here this afternoon. And so at this time, the participants in the little skit, I'm just asking you to just come along now. I'm asking everybody else, if your camera is on, just turn off your camera so that we can just have the persons participating with their cameras on. Thank you. Go ahead as you are ready.
So Mrs. Johnson, hello, Mrs. Greenwood, Miss Collins. I said, well, yeah, I'm already muted. And Mrs. Gray is already muted. So, so just hello, Mrs. Greenwood. Ms. Greenwood to unmute herself.
All right, so I'm unmuted and I'm on camera. Okay, so you guys are ready?
Yep.
Yes,
yep.
Okay.
Go ahead, Miss.
All right. Okay, good morning, class. Welcome to another day of school. Today we are doing
Good morning, Miss. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Sherry. Good to see you. Good morning.
Happy to see you, Miss.
Yes, hello, Damian. Happy to see you. Keisha, are you there? I notice you're online, but I'm not seeing you. Keisha?
Yes, Miss, me dey here.
Okay, wonderful.
Miss, I am here too, Miss. I am right here.
All right, it's very good to see all of you. All right, so today we are learning the proper method of hand clapping. So that's what our lesson is going to be about today. So because we are doing demonstrations today, I want everybody to turn on their microphones. So Keisha, could you turn your microphone, please?
Miss, what was the homework you give yesterday again, Miss? Because my device was down and I didn't get to do the homework, Miss. And I don't know if it's today you're going to mark it. Miss, you can just tell me the homework, please.
Okay, as we have been saying for each class since September, hold on, sir, please remember that you need to, hold on guys.
Miss, is that dog in the background?
I'm sorry guys, I apologize for that. Sorry about that little interruption there.
Miss Pedigree.
Sometimes it's online thing, when you're at home, anything can happen.
Hey boy, go back to the number 50 out the shop there. One number 5 and one number 20.
Keisha,
I will number play yesterday.
Wait,
I can't see them.
Keisha, you need to mute your microphone if that is the way your background is going to be so noisy. I'm going to ask you to mute your microphone. Sir, please remember you need to be properly attired for class. You cannot be in the dark glasses and you cannot be playing music in the background.
Sorry, Miss. It just helped me to see you clearer, you know, but I will take it off.
Yes, remember we have a dress code and you need to be properly attired for class. Okay, guys, so I thank you for participating in today's lesson. Is there anybody who can demonstrate for us the proper method of hand clapping? Are there any questions before we go? Anybody has any questions?
You demonstrated it for us that we can follow, Miss.
So we did that already, so we're just wrapping up the class now.
Oh my word. Okay.
Anybody? Any final questions, everybody? But it seems as though I'm the only one in class because nobody is responding. Well, if I'm not hearing from the students, everybody, please have a wonderful day. And this is the end of our class. Sorry, do take care, everybody.
Bye, Miss. Bye, Miss.
Most everybody show up now.
Adios. Take care, Miss.
Okay, have a wonderful day.
Class was lovely
Miss,
today.
you too, Miss.
It was really lovely. I learned a lot, Miss. It was really, really effective.
Okay, I'm happy you learned, even though I didn't see you for half the time. But have a wonderful day.
You too, Miss. Take care.
Okay, so I hope you got an insight of some of the things that happens while we are online daily. These are real situations. And, you know, we just thought we'd have allowed you to see some of these things. Now you can take from it what you so desire. And as I said before, we can mention, you know, about it later, but right now we're not going to elaborate on it. We'll just leave it right there and then you can decide. So the students have stress, the parents have stress, the teacher have stress, everybody have stress. So these are real situations that we encounter every day. We are moving along. Did we find out who is the winner of the phone card? Well, I heard that somebody put it on, but I am not sure who. Pardon? Pardon, Miss Ellis? Okay, thought I heard you saying something. All right, thanks. Kindly bring up the agenda.
Yes, I was
again,
saying
miss.
that
Go ahead,
Two
Miss.
persons raised hand.
Two persons.
We have
I wonder which
and
one got it.
one more.
All right. Not sure. I'm hardly hearing what Miss Alice is saying.
I see Dorothy and Keisha Perry have their hands up.
Okay. Could we just hear what they're saying quickly? Dorothy, Perry.
If you're not able to unmute, just type in the chat because
Yes.
I'm giving you permission to unmute, but you're not unmuting. Go ahead, Dorothy. You're on. You mute back.
All right. In the meantime, I just want to also welcome some subject teachers that I saw earlier on with us. I saw Miss Kadian Barnett. Is she still on? Miss Barnett, are you still with us? I saw Mrs.
Good evening, Miss. But mind the Kadian Barnett you're talking about. I'm a parent, not a teacher.
Okay, my apologies. All right, no problem. I saw Mrs. Forrester Campbell. Is she still on?
Good afternoon.
Okay, Mrs. Forrester Campbell is one of the teachers for 7R. Okay, thank you. Are there any other subject teachers on? Don't want to miss anybody. If you're on, welcome. And thank you for coming. Okay, so on the agenda now, I'm turning over to Mr. Morris, who will take you through the
Mrs. Grace, stick up here. Miss Mills is also here. She typed in the chat. Miss Mills, she teaches math.
Oh, welcome, Miss Mills. Lovely having you. Thank you for coming. Miss Mills is one of our math teachers. Miss Mills, can we see you? Can the parents see what you look like or no? If so, just give us a wave. Maybe Miss Mills is shy, but we still thank her for coming. All right. So
I am also here. I teach XCM.
Who is that?
Miss White. I'm a subject teacher.
Oh, yes. FCM for Miss White. Miss White, you hear me? I get you married. No, that's an indication. You know, hurry up. All right. Okay, great. All right, Miss Mills, not today, maybe tomorrow. All right, Miss Mills, we're still happy that you're here. Mr. Morris, please go ahead with the rest of the program.
All right. So we are continuing our program here, and I will be introducing our guidance counselors. All right, and we have 3 guidance counselors here with us. And this is a very dynamic department. Yes, very, very dynamic department. And with us, we have Mrs. Johnson, we have Mr. Walker, and we have Miss Edwards. And they will be doing a special presentation. And I know that after the presentation, I know it will have a very positive impact on everyone that, you know, we will take from it that we can use to enhance our life. Whether we are parents, we are teachers, we are students. So just sit back and allow the guidance council department to do their presentation. Let's welcome them with a round of applause. Mrs. Johnson, Mr. Walker, Ms. Edwards, over to you.
Good afternoon. I am so sorry. I'm going to have to disappoint you that you are stuck with just Mrs. Johnson this afternoon. Miss Edwards was here earlier. She is having some technical issues, and so she got bumped off and she wasn't, I don't think she has been able to log on back as yet.
She's here. She's here. I'm seeing her.
Oh, you're seeing her on. Okay, that means I need to. Mr. Morris, are you able to give her hosting privileges?
Let me try. See.
All right. In the meantime, I'm looking for her. I saw in the chat where a parent said they're having difficulty getting in touch with a particular teacher. What do they do? And I'm going to suggest 3 things to you. If you are having an issue with your child, the best person to get in contact with is a teacher of the subject where you have a concern. If you are not able to get through to the subject teacher, either through sending them a message in Google Classroom, making a comment on their Google Classroom, which goes directly to the teacher's email, or sending them a message in their WhatsApp group for that class, or messaging them privately by sending a message outside of the WhatsApp group, their next step is going to be the form teacher. The next step is going to be the form teacher. So you try the same methods to get to the form teacher through their Google Classroom, through the WhatsApp group, through private messaging on WhatsApp. Then your next level, after you've done that, is going to be your grade supervisor. Mr. Morris is on here. He's hosting this leg of the meeting, and you've already seen Mrs. Gray, who has been hosting the previous section of the meeting. So those are your point persons. The other point person would be me. I'm the guidance counselor. I'm one of the guidance counselors here, and I'm particularly the point person from guidance for grade 7. So that's the next, so that's your line. So you start with the class teacher for the subject that you have an issue with, then you go to the form teacher, then you go to the grade supervisor, and then you can move on to, I'm sort of a catch-all to offer support as a guidance counselor, and I will connect you with these various persons. Short of that, the school office, the administrative office is always open, which means that you can make a phone call to the school at any time, which is work hours. So that's Monday to Friday between 8:30 and 3, you're likely to get somebody in the admin office. There you get access to the VPs or the VP or the principal, right? Or they can take a message and give it to you. Now, persons have been asking for teachers' phone numbers and their emails. The teachers' phone numbers and their emails are their personal property, which means that it is at their discretion to give that information. So if you are not getting through to the teacher through their personal phone numbers and emails, and note I said personal phone numbers and emails, which they are, you are at liberty to contact them through the school's emails and phone numbers. The school has access to these teachers and they will pass on information to them. So do not let the fact that you do not have a teacher's personal phone number and email, which they are at liberty to give to you because it is their personal property, you can make contact with that teacher through the school's numbers and the school's emails, all right? So those would have been shared. They're accessible even on the internet. A quick Google will get you there. The guidance counselors, our email is charlemontguidance@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat at some point. And I'm gonna ask if somebody can put the school's contact numbers at the same time in the chat. So parents who are interested in making contact with the school, which is still open Monday to Friday between 8:30 and 3, the administrative offices are accessible. You can call and make an appointment to come in, or you can show up. If it's possible, you will be accommodated on the same day or given a time to come back. So our vice principals and principals are there along with the administrative staff, and they will assist you in getting in contact with the teacher you're trying to find. Now, because we're working online, you're not going to get access to a teacher immediately. So you're not going to send a message. So for instance, I'll give you an example. Someone called me recently to say they're trying to get through to a teacher to explain an assignment that was given about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And they're trying, the child is calling at probably 3 o'clock to say, I'm trying to get in touch with the teacher and I'm not getting the teacher. The teacher teaches until 2:40, which means that the teacher is not going to be accessible between 2 and 2:40 because she should be at a class. She should either be at a class or prepping for her classes. That's what that free time is for. And when you are trying to get her at that time and you find you're not getting her, she's likely, or he is likely in another class, all right? The other thing is that the teacher may not have eaten all day. So the teacher may have gone and accessed lunch at the end of the day, so you may not get them immediately at the end of the school day, right? So you'd have to give a little time. Some teachers, just like students, have internet and electricity issues, and they may disconnect for a period of time. So if it's an emergency, you may have to make an emergency contact, but the teacher may not be the emergency contact. You may have to get in touch with the school. You may have to just wait until the following day, because teachers are dealing with the similar realities that you are dealing with because they live in your community, all right? So that said, and hopefully that would have covered some of the issues that parents have been having. I'm going to just allow Miss Edwards to say hi. And if Mr. Walker is on, you have to raise your hand and let me see if I can find you, if you're able to get on. If not, you'll meet Mr. Walker at another occasion. But Miss Edwards, go ahead and say hello. If you can. I know you're having some internet issues. All right, so if you're looking around, if you can just type Miss Edwards or Edwards, you'll see Miss Chantal Edwards. She's our other guidance counselor, and she works mainly with the grade 9s and the grade 11, but we work in collaboration. So for you this evening, I have a short presentation, and I'm going to pull it up. And we're just gonna share some things that we think we've learned over the last year and that might be helpful for you as parents as you navigate this online learning space. All right, let me put this into slideshow mode. All right, so for online learning, what's the T? So these are tips to succeed at distance learning. No, the struggle is real. I will often say that to explain how exasperated and tired we are. But I say the struggle is real because online school is real, the lessons and the teachers are real, and the grades are real. Sometimes we have seen that parents and students have an approach to online learning as if school is still out. School is not out. Online is where we're doing school now. So a lot of parents will allow students to skip class, go to the ones that they feel like. They will allow kids to sleep all day. But I'm encouraging you to treat school, even though it's online, as real school. So now we're going into the exam period. When the teacher says to you, classes resume on the 22nd of March, I should say, they mean class resume as they were before, meaning that your students are expected to be back in their mode of school that they were accessing school before exams started. So if they were doing content sheet pick up at school, they are to return to picking up their content sheets to start back work on the 22nd. If they were doing school online, whether through Google Classroom or Zoom, they are expected to go back to that because online school is real school. So it's gonna come with a lot of the hardships that you would expect from face-to-face school. So some of the things that I've encountered with parents is parents come out of the WhatsApp group. So we have a WhatsApp group for the PEP parents, which is a grade 7 class, and a number of parents have exited the group out of frustration. Them can't bother, them don't want so much group on them phone, and then they come back and say, I'm not getting information. This is a group we created to give you access to the school, because we realize there's no longer that physical access or free access that you used to have before. So unless you want us to start mailing you the letters where you get them weeks and months later, we expect that you should remain in contact with the school. Nothing is wrong if you decide to come out of the WhatsApp group. It means that you are now going to have to take the onus upon yourself to come to school at regular intervals or call to make sure that you're not missing any of the communication sent out by the school. So yes, the struggle is real. Online doesn't mean easier. Online doesn't mean less important. Online doesn't mean a free for all. Not because your child is doing school from their bedroom doesn't mean they get to just lay around, wrap up in the sheet, and it's all casual. The lesson the teacher is giving is a real lesson, and the teacher who is teaching is a real teacher, who is entitled to the same level of respect and regard that you would give her if you met her in her classroom. So the struggle is real. So school, the grit and the rigor of it continues and remains even though we're online. The grades your child will get from this exam will really be going on their report, and it will form a real part of their file in the next years to come. So the report they got last term, the report they got the term before, it goes on their file. And it will not vanish after COVID. It will form a part of their real school records, which means that children and parents need to get with the program. We've struggled. I remember those first 2 weeks or a month into COVID, March this time last year, I was like, I'm not ready. Can we just open school already? And that was me for like the first 2 weeks. And because I was like that for the first 2 weeks, I spent all of my Easter holiday working, because I realized I had to snap out of it because life was not going back to what I thought it would have been. So I need to recognize that just like how there were struggles of being in physical face-to-face school, there were going to be struggles of being in online school, and I need to wake up to meet them. So that's the first thing I want you to recognize. Wake up and realize that school is real, the teachers are real, the lessons are real, and the grades are real. Now, what do you need to have your child succeed at school? They need to stick to the script. You need to create a script and have your child stick to it. We've assisted you by providing your child with a timetable. We've assisted you by providing you with Google Classrooms and codes and material on there that your child can work with. We've assisted you by creating content sheets at school for students to work from. So I'm going to encourage you to start from there and create a script. Set and keep a schedule. So have your child stick to their class timetable that they've been given. That is whether class is live or it is the teacher's posted work. That is whether they're doing content sheet pickup. If they're doing content sheet pickup, they still should be following the timetable, right? When you're doing content sheet pickup at school, you're a little bit more flexible because you can create at your own timetable that allows you to get the work done, but you still need to have a set schedule and stick to it. Organize a learning environment. Make sure that it is conducive to learning, right? So it should have your materials that you need. It should have your books. It should have your texts, your pens, your pencils. If you're doing art, you need your art supplies. So because we're going back to the first part, school is still real. The lessons are still real. Miss Green should not be wondering why you're coming to her visual arts class and you have no paper, no blank paper, no crayons. I remember last year when school was still in physical mode, there were students who came to visual arts exam with no crayons. I had to be walking around the classroom lending people crayons. And this was after one whole term of students being at school. And I know it is happening now. Even though your child is online, they need to have their materials to work with, right? Some of the apps that they need to work with, you need to get with it and download the apps. You can't keep saying, Miss, I can't open it, I can't open it. If you can't open it, seek technical help. There are persons at school that have the technical expertise. Make an appointment and come by school and ask for Mr. Damian Smith, ask for one of the IT teachers and see if they can assist you. And even maybe a teacher that's there on property may be able to assist you. So stick to a script. So set and keep a schedule, organize a learning space. If it's, make sure it's not too noisy. Some of your children need supervision. So maybe they won't be able to go to a private space. They need to be somewhere where you can easily see the screen that they're working on. That's organize a learning space to make sure that it's conducive for learning, because probably your child needs to be watched to make sure they don't go on some game or something like that. So your child may, depend on the child might need a private space with no distractions. Another child might need to be somewhere where they're in the presence of others so they know they're being watched, okay? But create the learning space. Communication is key. Help your child to check messages and communicate with teachers. Now, this is something that we've been having a problem with. Students don't communicate or parents don't communicate. If you're having an internet issue or electricity issue, send a message or encourage your child to send a message either in a WhatsApp group or in a Google Classroom. So even if the teacher is gonna see it 2 days later, at least when she's marking, she would have seen that this child had sent a message saying that they were not able to be online for that day. And throughout the day, we see form teachers sending messages in our teachers group saying, excuse John Brown, his mother sent a message saying that he has no internet today. Excuse Mary Sue, her internet is down. Excuse so-and-so, her data is finished. Communicate. Say to the teacher, I'm struggling here. If your child is having mental health issues, get in touch with the guidance counselor. Communicate so we can help you before it becomes end of term. And when it's end of term and they see the low grades, that's when you're saying, my child was sick, my child broke his arm, my child was on medication. One parent told me her child was on medication and the medication made the child very sleepy, so they missed a lot of their classes. Why weren't we informed of that when the child was struggling so the teacher could make accommodations for that child? So communicate. The other thing is that you need to communicate with your child. Keep in mind that it's about the child and not just the work. So yes, while we're stressing the importance of getting the work done, don't lose sight of your child in the effort to make sure that they get the grades. If your child is doing well, they're going to do well at school. So you don't have to worry about that. If your child is doing well, they are going to do well at school. So it means that you need to make sure that your child is functioning well. Don't just demand out of them the schoolwork, the work, you do your work. Every time you ask them about school, all they ask you do all your work. What about how are you feeling? You know, are you struggling with anything? You know what I'm saying? So check in with your child. So here are some alternative ways for you to ask, what did you learn in school today? You can ask, when did you notice yourself most interested and curious today? Was there a time today when you were especially confused? How did you respond? What did you do about it? If you were more happy today, how would it have impacted the day? If you focus more today, so I'm filling in the blank, how would it have impacted your day? When were you most creative today? What does a successful day at school look like or feel like for you? How else could you have learned what the teacher taught? What do your teachers show? How do your teachers show they care? What do you know and how do you know it? When did you surprise yourself today? So these are examples of questions that parents can ask. It's another way of saying, how was your day today, right? So this will give you an insight to delve into what's going on with your child. So when were you most creative? You know, which was your favorite class today? Was there anything interesting that the teacher did or different? Those are questions you can ask. Your child is a superhero. You are just a sidekick. What do sidekicks do? If we had more time, I'd give you a chance to respond and answer. But all of us watch Batman and Robin, right? And Batman is the star. Batman is in the big cape and have the bat light and then call him. Robin is the one that makes sure that everything, you know, he's in the backup. And that's what we want you to be for your child. Don't try to be the star of the schoolwork. Make sure your child is shining, not you. So don't do all the schoolwork for them. The idea is not for you to teach them, but to help them to understand. So you are to come alongside them as a support, right? So don't do their work for them. Don't write out all their notes for them. Support them. Probably they need some pickup. Probably you do a little bit of it. Probably you'll talk with them and help them to flesh out their ideas. You are not the one who's going to do the work. And we're not expecting you to be teachers. You're there as an ally. So probably you can give them ideas or help them to come up with ideas on how they can tackle a problem. All right? Make your child shine, not you shining because you want the work to be right. It's not about being right, but that your child will build their strengths and conquer their own demons, right? You are the sidekick. Realize that your child needs a wide range of support. They need academic support. So they need to know, you need to know their learning styles. Maybe they may need a tutor. Maybe they need additional books or resources. They need to collaborate. They need to team up. You can be a team member as well as you can connect them with other students, with other children, maybe in your community. If you have one or two persons about the same age of your child and you believe that they're practicing the protocols as they should, you can probably join up with that one other child, right? And they socially distant and knock out some ideas together, because some children learn better in a social environment, which they may be missing from the online learning. So you can provide that by collaborating with the child on a project or fleshing out the ideas they're learning, or you can connect them online with another child or with a neighbor. They need psychological support. So they may need counseling. They may need to do some form of exercise and recreation that takes them off of a device. They need to play outside, right? They need encouragement from you. So don't forget that in trying to get the academics, so give them the encouragement and the support. So a child said to me recently, Miss, I want to tell my parents that I'm struggling, but every time I tell them I have a problem with school, it's cussing I get. What I don't do. So this child is struggling no end and cannot say to the parent, I'm struggling, I need help. And I can't help them from all the way in my house. I need the parent who's sitting in their house with them to give them the encouragement and the support and the listening to them. So you need to do that. I know that I'm talking to your child and your child cannot talk to you. So each parent that's online today, I want you to take that personal say, maybe that's my child that called Mrs. Johnson who cannot talk to me because every time they approach me about having a problem, I cuss them off, right? They need the tools. So they need the devices, they need data, and they need Wi-Fi. If you cannot provide them with the technological support to do school well, you need to get them access to the physical things. So go pick up the content sheets. There are parents who are struggling with data, struggling with connectivity, and they refuse to just go once every 2 weeks, go pick up the content sheet. Pick up the content sheet if that's what you can afford to do right now, okay? They need discipline. There are a lot of parents, once a child reach high school, you feel say, we shouldn't have fear wake up this pitney. We shouldn't have fear tell this pitney so they must go to their work. Yes, you do. Because even though they're transitioning from childhood into adolescence, they are still straddling the line. They need clear expectations. They need reminders. They need reinforcement, and they need consequences. If Miss Gray never called me, God knows I would have sleep out this meeting. Because if I as an adult have difficulty managing myself, what more a 12 or 13-year-old? So they need discipline. Discipline is a form of support. All right. You need to be able to learn to identify the barriers for your child. Is your child having a problem with focus? Is your child having a problem with motivation? So it's not always that they're not disciplined. It's not always that they don't care. It's not always that they're lazy. Try to find out what's the barrier for your child, and don't just assume it's a problem of discipline. Don't assume that is that they don't want to do the work. Maybe they're having issues focusing. Maybe they're having issues feeling motivated. Maybe they're getting too much information, or there's too much structure, or there's too little structure, right? Maybe they just need a hug. Maybe they need somebody to give them a good talking to. Maybe they need somebody to sit with them and support them. So figure out what is your child's barrier, and you might unlock the key to why your child is not succeeding online. All right. And I think this is the final one. Help your child to build a learning network. So connect them with peers who have similar goals and approaches to life. That can help them. Kids can still connect online, just like how we're on Zoom now, or even they can call on WhatsApp. Help them to use this technology in a more productive way. So they can have study groups, or they can work out assignment together, or they can just talk over what happened in class. Those are some things they can do. So while they're on the classroom, they can just talk freely as they want while the teacher is teaching. But if they get back on their Zoom class or on WhatsApp, in the WhatsApp group, they can flesh out the information and work on the homework together. And then they may get a better outcome that way, because some students need interaction to learn better. And this is really the final one. So this is the final one. So help your child to become a critical thinker. Don't just give them the answers. Teach them how to think, to ask the what, why, how, when, what's the reason, the purpose, how is the thing that came before connected to the thing that came after. Help them to solve problems, everyday problems around the house, right? Talk to them about some of the challenges that you have in your everyday life, and ask them for their ideas and suggestions, and stop and listen. That is how your child become a critical thinker. Yes, talk to them about what's going on the news. When I was younger, I had to watch the news and listen to the news. And then teachers would ask us the following day, did you see that topic? This vaccine thing is going around. Talk to your child. What you think? Why you think that? Where you got that information? Are you sure it's accurate? If you were the prime minister, what would you do? If you were the opposition, what would you do? And let them weigh out ideas and get better at critical thinking. It's not just about knowing facts. So learning literacy, so learning how to learn, not just how to acquire content. So not just to be able to acquire facts, but to manipulate facts so they can piece information together. And they learn that through talking and solving problems, all right? So these are just a conclusion of all the tips I've given you. So the struggle is real. So online school is a real place. Stick to a script. So have a plan, a learning plan, and a good environment for learning. Communicate with your child and their teacher, and help them to communicate with their teachers. Alternatives to what you learn in school today. Your child is a superhero. You're just a sidekick. Help them to shine. And your child needs a wide range of support, not just academic support. They need your love, they need your encouragement, they need your discipline. Sometimes they need you to get help for them, like calling the guidance counselor. You need to be able to look at what your child's barrier could be, because it may not just be laziness or indiscipline. It may be another issue. Get to the root of it. Maybe it's a style of learning for them, because they have gaps now that things are online. They may be missing some things that they weren't getting, they would have been getting if they were in physical school. And help your child to build a learning network and become a modern learner. So that is it for us today. That's the end of my slideshow for you. And for those 82 faithfuls that remain, I have a question. And as you would have seen, the theme for this afternoon, we've been giving out phone cards. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, and you're going to raise your hand, and we're going to give you a chance to answer. So there's 2 questions. So the first one.
Miss Johnson, may I just interrupt? As you said, those who remained with you, we also have persons, we have 16 persons on YouTube. So I think that, you know, you could also probably give one of the prize to somebody on the YouTube platform.
Okay, so we're gonna do one for the Zoom call, and one for YouTube. So the second question, the Zoom persons will not be eligible for that prize. So
Okay.
I'm sure Miss you'll be monitoring the YouTube. So the first person who posts their comments on YouTube, the correct answer, you can identify them. Okay.
Yes, miss.
All right. So the first question, this is for the Zoom people. What are one of the alternative questions that you could ask if you want to ask, what did you learn in school today? So one of the alternative questions to ask your child. Don't you all rush out at once? So I say, Andrea. Is she the first person who answered? All right, I see Andrea said, what did you have a challenge with today? So Andrea Thomas Bruce would be the first person that would have answered on here, and I'm gonna give it to her. So I'll also some suggestions from Jennifer. What topic was taught today? Avery Gale, what were you most creative at today? And Savante, how was your class session today? Where were there any challenges that you experienced? So I like those questions and thank you guys for taking notes. And so the first person that answered that we're gonna give it to is Andrea Thomas Bruce, Miss. And for the YouTube people, what are 2 tips you can implement with your child to succeed at distance learning? And that's where we're gonna end it for today. So 2 tips you can implement with your child to succeed at distance learning. So over to you, Miss Gray.
Well, I've not seen anybody respond yet. As soon as the response.
It's a little bit delayed, so the YouTube people, their answers are gonna come in a little bit.
No problem, no problem.
So Mr. Morris, over to you.
Yes, we want to thank Mrs. Johnson, who is our guidance counselor, a very vivacious individual, you know, very vibrant, very articulate in her impartation. And we want to commend her for this presentation that is so informative. And I can see the results, you know, that it has had a positive impact on the parents, you know, answering those questions, knowing that they have learned something from your presentation. I know they will be applying all that knowledge that you have imparted to them so that their children will be able to progress as they go through this education journey. So again, Mrs. Johnson and team, I know there was a challenge before where Ms. Edwards could not log on to give her a little speech there, but we just want to say thank you as well for logging in. So we're going to be moving on. We're going to be moving on our program.
Okay, so, Mr. Morris, just before you move on, the response from the YouTube says it's coming from Sonia Bailey, and she says, organize your area and have a timetable. So Mrs. Johnson will tell us if that is correct. Said, organize your area and have a timetable.
Yes, right. The area should be conducive for learning. Yes, I think she mentioned that in her presentation. Ms. Johnson can correct me. Okay, thumbs up. All right, good. So thank you guys on YouTube for participating as well.
Mr. Morris?
Yes, Mrs. Johnson.
One thing that I forgot to mention, and I see it mentioned in the chat, and I want to say it here. There are some persons that work some very long hours. Some parents work 6 days a week. They go out early, they come in late. I encourage parents, whatever email address that your child is using to access their Google Classroom, I suggest that you have access to it on whatever device you're using when you go out. So you can go in, you can log in at any time and see what's happening in their Google Classroom, see if their assignments outstanding, see if work is posted. You should have the links on your device. So even if you're at work, when you're on your lunch break, you can just log in. You can just click on a link for a class and see if class is going on. You don't have to just take the child's word for it. And you can make a thing of it of even half an hour or hour each week, once a week. Go through and do checks with your child, have a conversation, let them pull up all the classrooms and show you what's going on. And there's rarely a class at Charlemont that's going on right now that does not have an online space, either a WhatsApp group, a Google Classroom, or a Zoom link. So if your child is telling you that none of these exist, you are being misled, and you are free to contact the school and ask for verification.
Yes, well said, Mrs. Johnson. Well said. And this will lead us to our other business, where we will be, talking about our attendance and devotion and online protocols and class codes and so on. Class attendance, as you know, is very, very critical, is very, very crucial to our students. And our devotion as well. It's always imperative that students register in the morning. Make sure that the teacher recognizes them when they enter the room. Make sure that sometimes turning on the camera is even better than just saying present miss, because we have some persons trying to impersonate other persons. So logging on with the camera is much better for the teacher to recognize you. So I'm imploring all of you, when you're coming in the morning, ensure parents that your child will identify themselves to show their camera. All right. And the devotion, I realized that quite a few students not logging in for devotion in the morning. And devotion is so vital, so important, because as you can see, COVID is rocking the entire world. Millions have died, and it's not a privilege that we think we are so deserving of being alive today. But we have to acknowledge God as our creator for waking us up this morning. So I want you to instill in them, inculcate these values in them, that devotion, that little 10 minutes in the morning is really, really essential. All right. Online protocols, they must be respectful to their teachers and their classmates. Logging on time is very important. Being attentive in class, participate. Don't just sit there and the teacher teaching and you don't understand, you just sit there. Say, sir, say, miss, can you explain that for me again? I did not get it. And I'm sure the teacher will recap for you and allow you to have a more explicit understanding. Don't leave the class until the teacher finishes her lesson. Right? Some of you log out before time. Wait until the teacher dismisses the class. All right? Because the registration takes up before at the initial state of the class, and also at the end, just to ensure that everyone is still here. So please ensure that you stay for the entire duration of the class. All right. And as you know, your class codes, they are very important. This is your key to the lessons I know there have been some past issues and challenges with codes and so on, but this is the channel to your classes. So you must have your codes with you. If there's an issue with any particular subject, try to get in contact with your form teacher, myself, Mrs. Gray, your supervisor, and I was looking to the matter, all right, because these lessons are very, very important. All right. Right. Questions and concern. I'm going to open the floor. I know our vice principal, Mr. Legislator, is waiting in the wings because I know some of the concerns that are on your list is geared towards the exam. So I'm going to open the floor, or you can raise your hand, yes, to do it a little bit more orderly. You can raise your hand and let me identify you. All right, I'm seeing Jennifer Williams and up already. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Johnson if she could allow Ms. Jennifer to unmute her microphone and have her question posed. All right, go ahead, Jennifer Williams.
Well, good night, everyone. It's pertaining to my son, Chad Williams. He's in 7A. Most times he said that when he's trying to log on to the Google Classroom, it's not going through. I work 5 days per week, I work at a school. I leave home in the morning at 6:30. I get back home at 5. That is after class time. So pertaining to the test for tomorrow, I came home from work yesterday and he said that the tablet is mashed up, it's not coming on, so I don't know how he's going to be able to do his exam.
Wow. That's a very unfortunate incident. And there's no alternative, you don't see no alternative, no relative that could provide another device, no phone, no good neighbor.
The only person that I have that could provide another device for him is my daughter. But it's unfortunate that I have my father, which is very ill on me. So my daughter will have to take him tomorrow for me to do a test. And I don't think that she will get back home until maybe in the noon.
All right, may I butt in, Mr. Morris? Because
Sure.
I saw that question being asked in the staff group, and the response that was given was that if a child is having such a problem such as that one, then have the child go to school where possible to do the exam. So I don't know if that's an option for this parent to have the child go to the school. They will accommodate the child for the exam there.
Okay, no problem.
Just do not allow him to wear any uniform, but appropriately dressed, right? And remembering the mask and all that, but not a uniform.
Okay.
Mr. Legislator, you are free to go at any time.
We're not hearing you, sir. You are still muted.
Yes, I wasn't being allowed to unmute. Good evening again, parents. In that case, miss, please to indicate from early that you will be sending the child. So we need to know the name of the child and the class that the child is in, so we can make preparations. So if you can inform the teacher, and the teacher will pass on the information so we can make preparation. But that is possible for them to get access to the school's computer for them to do the test. So once it is a genuine case where they don't have the device or something is wrong with the device, we will try our best to accommodate.
All right. Want to thank Mr. Legislator for commenting. I'm seeing another hand there, Miss Rodney, Karen Rodney. You can go ahead, Miss Rodney.
Oh, sir, sorry. Before, we also need something in writing as well, please. Very important, so we can have it on record. So we need something in writing, please.
Okay. All right, good. Karen Rodney, are you
Yes.
there?
I am. Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Yes, good evening. I'm hearing you.
Okay. I've asked a question in the chat. I didn't hear it answer. I was saying, what if there's an internet outage, like just like today, every day? So that's where she goes to her classes. And, for most of the time, like half day after lunch, the internet went right back until after when it would be over. So she had missed out on all of that, those classes. So what if during the exam the internet goes? What is put in place for those students to resit the exam or to finish their exam? What I'd like to know what will happen.
Mr. Legislator?
All right. Very good question, Miss. Once it is a genuine situation and when we do the investigation, we realize that it is no fault of the child, then we will facilitate. We will facilitate at some other time for them to do the exam. So that is something that we have discussed, and we have decided that once we investigate and it is a genuine case, we will take it upon us as a school to ensure that they are given another opportunity to do the exam. So let's keep our fingers crossed that nothing will go wrong, but in case, we will facilitate as best as we can.
Right. So once there is some, unfortunate experience with internet or any other reason, and we have investigated it properly, provision will be made as what you heard Mr. Legislator mention. All right. Is there another question? I'm not seeing anybody else hand up.
In the chat, somebody is asking about 7R. They don't do Spanish and music. So what will happen in that slot? But I'm thinking if your child doesn't do that subject, they don't have anything timetable for that time. So for the students that do not do a particular subject, it's not on their timetable, they would not be expected to sit an exam for that subject.
And it's a good time for them to be revising.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yep. Okay. Let me check the chat if there are any more questions. I'm not seeing, I think that was the last question there in our chat. I don't know if Mrs. Gray from YouTube has any question from that side.
Oh, I lost internet connection, sir, so I had to switch to data. So I'm just trying to get back on to see if there is anything. Just want the parents to know that we will be reposting. I asked some of the students, they said they had the timetables, but parents are saying they don't see the timetables. So I will repost the timetables in the parent groups and ask the form teachers to repost in their form groups.
Okay, great, great. Well,
Mr. Morris is repeating for the students in grade 7R in particular, who do not do Spanish. If you get a timetable with Spanish on it and your child does not have Spanish on their timetable, they are going to be using that time to revise for the subjects that they do have. They would not be expected to do a paper. Nobody is going to sit down and be expecting a music paper from them or a Spanish exam from them. We're expecting them to be studying for the next exam on the timetable. So ignore the subjects that your child does not have on their school timetable. If it's on the exam timetable and it's not on their school timetable, ignore that.
Right. Good. I think I saw from a parent in the group that they wanted they were asking if the information, your presentation, Mrs. Johnson, if it could be posted in the group there, the WhatsApp pep group there.
Sir. Oh, sorry.
You're asking if the tips could be posted in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, the presentation. I saw that earlier. Is it possible?
I'll try to do that, but in a briefer form, so it doesn't take up too much data space.
Right. Right. I'm seeing a hand there. Is that Khadija Mom, 7A? Go ahead, your question.
Good night. It's not actually a question. I'm just happy that you actually take the initiative to create the classroom so the children could sit exams, because what I saw happen last term, my daughter was unable to do a math exam because of the method in which her teacher used, and she was using a cell phone. So she didn't get to sit that exam. And other teachers use other methods, and where grades were missing, like for music, and I had to call to find out, because he was saying that she should have sent the grade to him directly, and she sent it in the music group. So it was a lot of mix-up. So I think things would work out smoother now that a platform is created for the exams to be set.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, I remember you. Right. So yeah, there were some mishaps with the whole test process last time, where students, the teacher recommended a particular platform for the work to be posted, and students posted as a different platform. But hopefully that we will have a smoother process this time around. So we just have to hope and pray and trust God.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. There are no further questions. I will be moving on to adjourn this meeting. But let me first thank everyone that has participated in this evening's meeting. We want to thank Mrs. Gray, who ably carried us through the initial stage of our program, and all our vice principals who gave their comments, Mr. Legister and Mrs. Sullivan. I want to thank both of them for participating this evening. Just sorry that Ms. Gidden, our acting principal, did not get a chance to participate this evening, but we trust and hope that another time that you will get to hear from her. Mrs. Ellis, who did our devotional exercise, just want to thank her as well, did a very good job in our devotional exercise. Jade Brooks, our saxophonist, who played that lovely song, Reach. I know it has touched your heart, so we want to thank him as well for participating. All the teachers, grade 7 teachers, who were present here, we just want to thank you for your presence. And yes, all our parents, and you are special to us. We want to thank you for being a part of this meeting. And, we just want to be optimistic Looking forward for a brighter future for our children. Hence, we are having this meeting. And we just want to especially thank the fathers who are online. I just want to, give you a special big up for being online. I wish you could raise your hand if you're a dad and you are here. Yes, you could raise your hand. We have a token for you. So if you could raise your hand, let us know that you are here. Sheldon Brown, all right, sir. Thank you for being here. Yes, not many times we see our men in this forum, but we want to thank you, sir. And if there is any other, we want to also thank you as well. I hope I'm not leaving out anybody. Oh, I'm leaving out Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris, I want to thank you, yes, for taking us through the second segment. Anyway, I'm Mr. Morris, everybody. I'm leaving out the persons who did the play, that little skit there. So Mrs. Greenwood, thank you for participating. We have Miss Collins and we have Mrs. Gray who, play a dual role because she was our moderator earlier on. Right. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being with us. And we just want to pray God's richest blessings on your life. I hope that all of you will stay safe, in this pandemic climate. So we just hope that, we will adhere to all the health protocols and, that we will just allow God to lead us and protect us from this COVID monster. So before we go though, we want to play our school song. I don't know if Mrs. Gray have that
I
song
sent
there
it to you, sir. I sent it to you.
Oh my word.
And while you're looking for it, I texted to your phone. I sent it to you. I have a grand prize that I would love to give away before we go. I have a grand prize and I am not sure who to give it to, but if a parent could just raise a hand. So I don't want to see any hands up now. Mr. Brown, please take down your hand so that we can see the next hands that goes up. Mr. Brown, you can collect your prize from me. I need the info, please. All persons who were winners. If you do not have my number, please indicate so that I can send you my number. All right, so you can call me or text me so that I can send your info, your prize to you. I have a grand prize before I go. I have a grand prize and I just want to give it away. Sir, how you think I should give away this prize? Mrs. Johnson, how you think I should give away this prize? Who should win this prize?
I don't know. Go as you feel.
All right. I am just going to ask the first person. All right, Mr. Smith, I must give it to. Who says I deserve it?
Miss Gray.
Yes, Miss.
Gray, I have a question. So I'm going to ask persons to lower their hands.
Okay, lower your hands, please.
Yes,
Dorothy, you can't win nothing more.
Yes,
Dorothy won 2 prizes since evening, Very good though.
Yes, really good.
Cheyenne Legister. Oh, that was Mr. Legister's thing or no? Okay, somebody.
No, not mine. There's another Legister here, not mine.
Your sister is here, sir.
Well, I am wondering if it's my sister. I need to investigate.
Check it out. Yes, man. Check it out.
Go ahead with the question, Miss Johnson, because after this, we're whoosh out of here.
Right, so because it's a grand prize, you're going to have to answer a big question. So I want you to name the 2 other guidance counselors and give me our email address.
Hey, whose hand is up? Whose hand is up? Waiting for the hand.
Is it a weekend for 2? That's the prize, Mrs.
No,
Johnson?
sir, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. It's
Okay.
for the parents. All right, let me just, I'm dropping my number in the chat.
Legislator has her hand up.
Or is it a free vaccine shot? Which?
Let's hear from Legislator. Go ahead, Legislator.
Good night. I actually take down my hand and I don't know why it is up. Still, I don't know the answer for that question. And sorry, parents and teachers. I think it would be a little bit simpler due to the register name, but
So sorry. Maybe if
I don't
Mr. Legislator
have
was
the
giving
answer for
away the
that one,
prize,
miss.
then.
It's only you alone.
But even we'll take even a part of the name.
Some hands are up. Maria Smith hand is up. That's Tashana.
Maria.
So she can't unmute. Somebody saying they can't unmute.
Yes, this is Maria. I think the is Miss Edwards, Miss Johnson. Miss Ellis.
No, you only got one. You only got Miss Edwards. So whoever coming next going to be added. So Tashana, let's see Tashana now.
Miss Edward, Miss Johnson, and Mr. Walker.
All right, you can take a guess at the email address.
No, I'm not sure. I don't remember the email address.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me see. Somebody. All right. So I think because you came the closest, we're going to.
I'm not seeing anybody from the YouTube
Right.
answering. So
yes. All right. So thank you, Ms. Thomas. I see your comment. Thank you very much. All right. I think Tashana was the person that just gave the 2 guidance counselors. Well, they gave the 3, myself, Mrs. Johnson, Mr. Walker, Miss Edwards. And I am going to, I see Miss Davy, Carlene Davy in the chat, giving our email address, charlemontguidance@gmail.com. So I'm going to give Miss Davy.
I'm just seeing some from the YouTube coming in now, but I guess it would be, I wonder if it's a bit unfair for them since it's sort of delayed. I'm not sure.
Oh. Well, take the name of the first person that answered correctly, Miss.
Okay, will do.
And we'll reach out to them. So you can reach out to them and there and ask them to send us an email. We see if we can get them something. So Miss Davy, private message me your number. So you'll get the little prize. So I think the grand prize should go to the first person that answered correctly. That
would be the Tashana person. Was that the person?
Right.
Okay. All right, so they can also contact me privately for the prize.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so I guess we have to leave now, sir. We don't want to have the parents sleeping on this platform tonight.
Right. So I just want to say that, you know, the Lord encouraged us to share. And I know that we have some parents who did pretty well. And with those prizes that you have received, the Lord encouraged us to share. So I'm asking that whatever you receive, that you will, you know, that the Lord will put it in your heart to share with me. It doesn't have to be big, but, you know, something substantial, you know, and yes, just whatever the Lord lays on your heart. Anyway, we're going to be wrapping up. We're going to be going out with our lovely school song. And I hope you will listen to the words and sing along, those of you who know it. So here we go. Hopefully you can hear it. Are you hearing it? Okay.
No, make sure your device is sharing the sound.
Yeah. Mrs. Gray, are you hearing it?
No, sir.
Oh, can you just play it from your end, please?
All right. So good night, parents. Good night. As we say, as the song plays, you can go ahead. Is that so, sir? Here it goes.
Yes. Turn it up some more, Mrs. Gray.
I think that's the loudest I can go right now.
All right. So thank you once more for being with us. And we just want to thank God for carrying us through this meeting. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too, everyone. Good night.